Namaste Internet. Welcome to Global Codecast, where we decide global chaos over some code and some coffee. Today's episode, something big. So today we have digitally summoned Donald J. Trump. Not the real one, but don't panic, Secret Service. It's an AI avatar. He looks like Trump, sounds like Trump, but speaks from the script I would. That's right. I finally get to ask him questions that CNN never would. So, let's get started.
Reciprocal, I could have done that, yes, but it would have been tough for a lot of countries. With India, very, very tough, very, very tough.
So, Mr. Trump, thank you for joining us.
Very nice to be here. I was told this was Fox code, but okay, I'll stay.
Close enough. So, let's begin. Mr. President, in your presidency, you launched tariffs aimed at the US trade deficits. The main targets were China, Mexico, and maybe a few others. But here's the twist. Even the Indian IT sector started feeling the heat. Did you actually intend to do that?
I intended to win, and we won. I said America first. And if that means India's software industry takes a little time out, well, that's the art of the deal.
Interesting. But I have heard a few economists saying that the fear of broader trade escalations have made the US companies panic and nervous to outsource, even from India. Projects slowed, contracts delayed, and the IT firms scrambled.
Look, I know software. I once coded Cuffif into Google, big success. But if you're running a business and you're scared of me, maybe you shouldn't be running a business, okay?
Okay, let's talk about that India had when the tariffs were announced. Now, these tariffs didn't even target the software industry in India. They were meant for things like steel, aluminum, and maybe our yoga mats.
Steel is strong, aluminum very bendy, but Indian software, that stuff bends reality. Like you click a button and boom, incredible.
Exactly. But even though tariffs didn't target software, US clients started sweating. What if India became a risky partner? They started asking. What if we lose access to the Indian tech support? And that Karen from the HR, maybe she loses her access to log in into Zoom.
Karen sounds like a disaster, very high maintenance, probably uses Bing.
So firms freaked. Some froze accounts, some delayed contracts. Some sent passive-aggressive emails which sounded like we are re-evaluating our offshore strategy, or maybe which in other words sounds like we are ghosting you.
That's dating strategy. I invented that.
So, Mr. President, Indian IT has already survived the Y2K, on-site visa drama and whatnot. So, what did they do this time? They pivoted. Like absolute legends.
Pivoting is key. I once pivoted from steaks to casinos to reality TV. I'm basically an Indian IT company.
First, they beefed up on the onshore hiring. Infosys, one of the very famous Indian IT tech giant, said, "You want US workers? Fine, we'll hire your neighbors." Second, they built cloud-based delivery models. So if tariffs hit our data centers, they could operate from the sky.
Cloud is powerful. I don't trust it because you can't see it, but it's very strong.
They also went full throttle on automation. So if the clients fear the Indian teams, our bots will pick up the slack.
Robots never call in sick unless they're running Windows Vista. Total disaster.
So yeah, tariffs shook the Indian IT tree, but we managed to pick up the fruits. Okay, developers, this isn't just some politics with a glowing CSS filter, but there is a key takeaway over here.
Takeaways are great. I once took away an entire Buffett. Nobody's ever done that before.
Right. So here is what this situation teaches us, or teaches the Indian IT sector. First, don't wait for the perfect condition. If the US slaps tariff, or if the client panics over trade policy, pivot, and pivot fast. Move to hybrid delivery, automate, upskill, and even hire your client's cousin if you have to.
Hire their cousin, date their niece, build trust. That's how I win deals.
Also, don't just be a coder. Be aware of what's happening globally. Tariffs, elections, chip wars all affect the flow of projects, the tool you will use, and even your job security.
Exactly. You code in React, but can you react to the market? That's the real test.
Woohoo! That was surprisingly wise.
I read that on a mud.
And that, my friend, was Donald Trump's AI FTAR explaining how international tariff caused a chain reaction in the ID ecosystem.
Save jobs, I cause chaos, and I still don't understand GitHub, but I support it.
Thanks for listening to this global codecast, and keep in mind that the next trade war might not be over steel, it might be over software. So keep learning, keep shining, and always, I repeat, always read the fine print whenever outsourced.
Make coding great again.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your time today. And to all my viewers, if you enjoyed this video, then please like and share and subscribe to my channel and make it great. Thank you for watching.